Welcome to This Explainer. We're hitting the pavement today to explore a total cultural phenomenon, something that literally reshaped the entire American landscape. We're talking about the Mother Road, a century of Route 66. You know, this wasn't just a highway. It was a 2,400-mile ribbon of asphalt that had a massive, undeniable impact on global pop culture. I mean, it took us from vintage neon signs and wide-open desert roads straight into the modern era of travel. So, let's get right into it.
Okay, let's dive into this with Section 1, Before the Highway.
So, in the early 20th century, traveling across America, it wasn't a leisure trip. Actually, it was basically an extreme sport. You weren't packing the family into the station wagon for some light sightseeing. No way. You were gearing up for a literal battle against the elements. Just imagine trying to navigate through knee-deep mud, getting hopelessly lost on unmapped dirt tracks, and dealing with the constant, grinding reality of broken axles. Breaking down wasn't just an accident, it was an expectation. Every single mile was hard-won.
But then, everything shifted. 2,400. That's 2,400 miles of a single unified stretch of asphalt that revolutionized absolutely everything. It took that chaotic, muddy mess of early travel and laid down this incredibly unified path, connecting the country like never before.
Which brings us to Section 2, the birth of Route 66. It all starts in 1926. That's when Route 66 was officially commissioned, creating a direct line stretching all the way from Chicago down to Santa Monica. But, its early years were incredibly tough. Moving into the 1930s during the Great Depression, this road became a literal lifeline. It was the survival route for hundreds of thousands of people fleeing the devastation of the Dust Bowl, just searching for a little hope out west. But fast forward to the 1950s, and the narrative completely flips. Post-World War II, it transformed into this vibrant beacon of the middle-class vacation boom. Car ownership absolutely exploded across the country. And suddenly, taking a cross-country vacation, well, that was the new standard for the American family.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how this massive explosion in car ownership spawned an entirely new way of life, roadside culture. America just fell in love with drive-in theaters where you could catch a movie right from the driver's seat. We got those quirky roadside attractions too, like giant concrete dinosaurs built for no other reason than to make you hit the brakes. And of course, the vibrant neon-lit motels and diners that lit up the desert night serving up burgers and shakes. For the very first time, the journey itself actually became the destination. But things take a turn in Section 3, the interstate takeover.
So on one hand, you had the original Route 66, a highway entirely about connecting small towns, fueling roadside culture, and embracing leisure. But on the other hand, this completely new concept was emerging, interstate highways, built for intense speed and moving military equipment. See, in 1956, President Dwight D. Eisenhower signed the Federal Aid Highway Act. Heavily inspired by the clinical efficiency of the German Autobahn, his goal was, highly pragmatic. He wanted a massive, multi-lane system that could move troops and military equipment quickly across the entire country if the Cold War ever turned hot. This urgent need for efficiency played out in three distinct phases. Step 1 was prioritizing military speed, which meant these new expanding highways had to be exceptionally fast and direct. Step 2, though, was a tragic side effect, bypassing small-town streets. To maintain those high speeds, massive concrete bypasses replaced the old scenic routes. Thriving towns like Glen Rio, Texas, or Two Guns, Arizona, the very places that gave Route 66 its unique heart and soul, were entirely bypassed. Those bustling diners and motels, they were just left in the dust. And finally, Step 3, decommissioning the original route. The Mother Road simply couldn't compete with the relentless march of modern infrastructure. So the crucial point is that by 1985, the final blow was struck. And Route 66 was officially decommissioned. It didn't just fade away, it was literally chopped up and replaced by 5 separate high-speed interstates. One single unified cultural artery traded for 5 concrete giants built purely for velocity. Let's look at where we are now with Section 4, the modern legacy. Today, despite everything, the classic road trip remains a core piece of the American identity. While our modern interstate system overwhelmingly prioritizes getting from point A to point B as fast as humanly possible, that's just not what everyone's looking for. Millions of travelers still actively hunt down the remnants of the Mother Road. They seek out those lovingly restored gas stations and pull over to watch the sunset over the Mojave Desert, all just to experience that slower, quintessential spirit of 20th century America. Which leaves us with a pretty powerful question. have we sacrificed the journey for the sake of speed? As we zip past small towns on multi-lane interstates today, it's really worth asking what we gained in efficiency and what cultural heart we might have left behind in the dust. Think about that the next time you map out a route. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I hope you're inspired to go out and explore some of that history for yourself.